Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So in today's video I'm showing you guys how I make this nice and fluffy cinnamon and sugar donuts. Let's get into the video. So first I am starting off with adding 3 tablespoons of sugar to my warm water, and then I am going to melt my butter and also add that into the water with 1 egg. Stir that up. You want to make sure your liquid is very warm and not hot. This has been my problem. This is why this video it took so long for me to get you guys this video, because I did not know that I was killing my yeast. I was making the water hotter than it was supposed to be. So yeah, make sure your water is warm, lukewarm, and not blazing hot. So set that aside, let the yeast do its thing, and then we're going to mix our dry ingredients. So add your flour, your nutmeg, your sugar, and your salt to a bowl. I'm going to add the sugar later, don't worry. Into a bowl, and then just mix that until everything is well mixed. And right here I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. Mix that in, and once it's mixed, add in your liquid. You can allow your liquid to rise until you see like the foams on top of the water, or you could just add it in, whatever that works for you. I just added my vanilla, and I'm just going to mix this until I get like a really wet dough. You'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's going to be a very wet dough. So I'm going to use my hand for this one, because you can't use a spoon or a fork for everything. Sometimes you have to be comfortable with getting messy in the kitchen. So if your flour or your dough is a little too dry, you can add a little bit of water just to help you, but not too much. You want the dough to be wet, but not like dripping wet. You don't want it too wet. So yeah, just try to get your dough exactly like mine. So yeah, you want your dough to be just like this. And now we're going to cover this up. And how I do mine is I put my microwave on for like 2 minutes, turn that off, and then I put my dough in there for about an hour, or until my dough doubles in size. So now let's mix the cinnamon and the sugar. I am adding 1 cup of cinnamon to my Ziploc bag, and I tried so hard to get you guys the exact measurement of the cinnamon, but I'm telling you, this is like my 3rd try. The first time I tried it, I put a little bit too much. Not a little bit, I put a lot of cinnamon, and it did not look good. And then I tried again, and I had it was not too much, but it was not enough, or it just took over the sugar, and it was not looking right also. So I'm just deciding to go with how I usually do it. I usually just put the sugar in the Ziploc bag, and then I just sprinkle like a little bit of cinnamons inside the bag until it looks right to me. So if you don't want a lot of cinnamon, don't add too much cinnamon. If you want a lot of cinnamon, add more cinnamon than I'm adding. But yeah, you just eyeball this part and just add your preference of whatever amount of cinnamon that you want. I am so sorry guys, but I don't know. So yeah, clean your work surface, because we're about to work on the counter here. You cannot really work in the bowl anymore. So once the dough has rising, you're gonna punch it, release the air out of it, and then add some flour to your work surface and just play with the dough for a little bit, and then you're going to section it into little pieces. You can use what is this thing called? A scale, to make sure you have for your donuts and everything to look the same, but if you don't have a scale, just use your eyes, like I'm doing. I don't really use a scale, but when I'm making donuts for like to go out or for like parties and stuff, then yeah, I will use a scale. But right now, I'm just making some for my neighbors and for my son and my house. Basically, that's it. So yeah, if you want, you can use a scale and get perfect measurements, but it's not required. So I'm just going to section them and make sure I have my little balls to work with. This is just going to make it easier to, you know, twist my donuts. And overall, I made about 21 donuts. So yeah, this dough, this recipe, these measurements are going to get you exactly 21 donuts. Well, according to it depends on how big and how small you make your donuts. The size that I'm making my donuts, I got 21 donuts out of it. So yeah, so I'm just going to twist my donuts and and continue this until I've twisted all my donuts. So once I'm done twisting my donuts, I'm going to cover them up again and allow them to rest. The amount of time that I allow them to rest depends on how long it takes for my oil to get hot. So this is the time that I will put my oil on and then, yeah, fry them once my oil gets hot right away. So once my oil is hot, I just start adding them. You don't want to put too much at a time. I can fit about 6 or 7 donuts into my pot, and I fry each donut until they were like golden brown. You don't want to burn your donuts too much because it's not gonna taste good. I don't know if you ever have burnt dough before, but it's not good. So yeah, make sure you keep your eye on it. Have your stove on medium heat. Don't forget about it, and make sure you get golden brown donuts and not black donuts. So I continue this process for all 21 donuts. So yeah, make sure you have everything looking the same. So one more tip is make sure you pinch the ends of your donuts. The parts that come together that meets and seals the donut, make sure you pinch them really well, and before you put them in the oil, make sure you pinch them well, because if you do not pinch them, once they hit the oil, they start to unravel and you're going to get stick donuts instead of twisted donuts. That is one mistake that I used to make a lot, and yeah, it was not pretty. I never liked it. But I mean, it don't change the donut, it's just changed like the shape that you're going for. It's just not pretty for me. So yeah, make sure you pinch the ends so you could get the kind of donuts that you want. So this is my donut, very soft, very crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. Yeah, this is what you want once you're done. So now I'm just gonna show you guys how to put your cinnamon and the sugar on your donuts. I just directly add the donuts in the Ziploc bag. I've put the amount that can fit into the Ziploc bag. You don't want to put too much that it causes that you cannot close the Ziploc bag. So you want to put enough that you can still like grab it or close it, because you're going to flip this over and you don't want your counter or whatever to be full of sugar, or you don't want all the sugar coming out of it. So I put the amount that could fit in there, and then I just shake it and make sure all the donuts in there have sugar on them. Then I'm going to shake it a little bit and then take the donuts out. So if you think this is too much sugar for the donuts, I'm going to show you guys in the next clip what to do to get less sugar on your donuts. So you're just going to sprinkle your desired amount of sugar on it. But I also recommend, if you're going to do this, to add a little bit more sugar to your mixture when you're making the dough. I don't usually add too much sugar to my mixture because I know I'm going to coat it with more sugar, so there's no need for me to make it too sweet. So yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.